Hello there, welcome in. My name is Josh, this is Gaming Enjoy channel, and this is gonna be, I don't know, we're gonna play Farm Sim today, something like that. Elk River. Yeah, that's right, we're gonna play some Farm Sim. You know what's really funny? I went to start Farm Sim like an hour ago to take a screenshot, and it wasn't on my Steam top games list. Let that sink in for a second. Farming Simulator wasn't on my like top 5 list for games, which means that I've been playing 5 other games other than Farm Sim over the past week. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I was like a little baffled. I'm like, I don't think Farm Sim has been anywhere outside of my top 5 list, like the one that shows up when you open the tray, right? In like 5 or 6 years. And today it was like, no, Farm Sim wasn't there. I actually had to open the Steam app and find Farm Sim in my library. Can you believe that? What the hell? It's crazy. Anyways, let's jump into Elk River. I've been playing lots of other games, having fun, and the camera is being a poo-poo face. Let's fix that real quick. Camera, why are you off? Turn yourself back on, doofus. No, tiny. Okay, there we go. We got it. I fixed it. What the hell? When I took the screenshot, there was snow on the ground. That's annoying. Now the screenshot's completely invalid. Maybe it was a glitch. I don't know. Anyways, it's March. I don't even need to actually be here. It's March. We're back in Elk Mountain, and we're doing some stuff. As you can see, we're slowly digging out this pit. Like the rocks used to come all the way up to here. Like this whole, we've got a significant amount of rocks dug out of this pit. That said, there's still quite a bit more. We'll be gone for here. Maybe that'll be like when we end the series, is when we actually finish digging out all the rocks. Anyways, we have this field, which is going to be growing some grass soonish. 1 or 2 more months, I'm assuming. Probably about 2 more months until we can actually mow that again. That's cool. We've been feeding all of our productions, as you can see. This thing's full. This thing is freaking loud. It's not full anymore. It needs to be filled up with stones. We need to move the gold concentrate up here. This thing is doing pretty good. Actually, how much gold concentrates in this? This one needs the concentrate missing. We have a couple pallets of gold bars we're storing up. This building is super loud. Good God, this building is super loud. Who made this building so loud? I didn't make this building so loud. We're just stacking things up there to make it easier for us. And here's our construction project. This is our nice little construction project from MA Studio. The land, see how the land is like not level and there's like dirt coming into our building? Before, we didn't own that land, but now we do. See how it wraps around? So I wonder if I can, like, while the building is being built, can I use the smoothing tool and smooth that out, maybe? Construction. All right, let's try. I doubt it's going to let me, but I'm going to try anyways. So I'm not going to build it again. That's not going to happen. No. Can I go outside the building, maybe? Yeah, but see, that takes the spot out. That takes the area outside the building, not the area inside the building. That doesn't really help me very much. Yeah. Whatever. I'll just leave it. I don't care. Whatever. It's not that big of a problem. Oh, you're on my edit of the map right now? Yeah, people seem to be liking this edit of the map, and I'm having fun making it. Right now we need long planks, and we need 9,000 liters of long planks. We only have 1,000 in storage, so we need to get some long planks going. So let's do that first. Keep our construction project moving. As you can see, we have a bit of like open area over here where we've been building. Fun, fun, fun. Let's go over here and get the long planks. I set up this little bridge thing so that I can go behind the sawmill to pick up planks and stuff. We want this one right here. Go into our filter, long planks, and then go boop, 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 boop. That's only 4,000 liters, but that's enough for now. We're gonna need one more go around to this. Our little hut is finished. We've been sleeping in the new hut, which means we can take our forestry trailer down to the other spot today. We're going to be working in the other spot today, I think. I think that's the plan. We're going to take the batwing down to the other spot and mow the grass. First cutting of the year. Pretty special. I didn't want little planks, but I guess I got them. What? It's not taking them. How many does it need? It says it needs 9,000 long planks. Oh, I gave it 17,000. I think I was reading the wrong one. Alright, well. Let's put these here. We did set up a container storage. We set up a really cool container storage. So I realized I had too many pallets of stuff. Did I show you guys this container storage last time? It's freaking brilliant. So check this container storage out, right? We have this container storage here. And you're thinking to yourself, but Josh, if it takes pallets in right there, where does it spawn pallets out? I don't know why when you walk out of the zone, it like re-renders the pallets. That's kind of weird. But anyways, it's just a container. It fits perfectly on this spot, right? And then you come here and if you close it, if I come here and I go boop. How do I close the doors? Is it R? Switch hand tool. Close door. There we go. Close the door. If I close the door, now it's an input. And when I open the door, now it's an input. It's an input when the door is open. When the door is closed, where's the thing? There it is. When the door is closed, now it's a pallet spawner and I can spawn stuff out. Isn't that cool? It took me a while to figure that out. Yes, McGarrett, there is a stone spawner in the woods behind the pit. Yes. But you can't get to it. It's off the map. Or rather, you shouldn't be able to get to it. Maybe I did the programming wrong. Alright, so we're gonna put those pallets in there. Basically, it's just pallet storage. Let's go find what McGarrett said. So, logically, if you go from here, see this stone spawner? It's not working. And if I go in a straight line this way, right? Oh, see, here it is. Oh, I can get to it. So I did the programming wrong. That's my fault. I'll move it, McGarrett. It's supposed to be way over here off the edge of the map. It's not supposed to be that close. So that's totally my bad. I will fix that, McGarrett. Sorry. Now I'm lost. I'm totally lost. Where am I? Yes, so the way it works is I'm just, you know, using the tools that I have available to me. Right here, I'm gonna make a mess, but I'm gonna do it. So right here, the way it works, this is for McGarrett, anyone else who's playing on this map. I come here and I turn this on, power on mineshaft, and I click A, and stuff starts spawning out, and we'll start collecting on the ground, right? I turn it off, it stops spawning, but all I'm doing is moving the spawn 200 meters this way. But I miscalculated, and I thought 200 meters in this direction was off the map. So I will have to adjust that and make it 500 meters so that it's off the edge of the map, so you don't see those stones. You're not supposed to be able to see them, but that's why it's there. it's all because of this trigger right here. The only way to turn on and off a heap spawner is you can't. There's no way to turn it off, which seems to be pretty stupid. And it's something the Giants never thought about, that maybe a heap spawner would be powered and that you could turn it on and turn it off. Like, you're like, for whatever reason, there's a million different reasons why you could think of that you should be able to turn on and off a heap spawner. So all I did was move it, but apparently I didn't move it far enough. I should be moving it up here, and it's actually getting moved right here. So we can fix that. I'll send you a new version, McGarrett. No big deal. No big deal. Sorry about that. I will send a new version. I'll put a new version up tonight. It's an easy fix. I can show you how it works if you want. Here, I'll show you how it works real quick. Open folder. YouTube, Elk River. Elk River. Select folder. And pick the mining placeables. Mineshaft. Elk River mineshaft. See this Elk River mineshaft? This is the mineshaft. Heap spawner is a heap spawner. And then there's an animation here. And see how the keyframe is animating it from 100 meters away. So really I should make this like 500. Or let's do 600 to be safe. 600 meters away. So right here where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to change this to negative 600 and I'll make an update. That's all it was. It was because of this, I just didn't move it far enough away. That's all. The idea is you're moving it off the map. And I've done that same kind of trick. It's not really a trick, but I've done that same trick with a few other things in the past where instead of just like, that's how the Batwing works too, in case you didn't know. The Batwing works by moving the work areas. Like that's literally how it works. Why? Right, the Batwing, the only reason, all it is, the Batwing has multiple modes. And when you're using it, the work areas for those modes, the work area is tied to the vehicle, and then there's a ground reference node, which is related to the vehicle. All I'm doing is moving the work area too far from the ground reference node. And when I do that, it stops working. And what I'm doing is literally moving The work area is 10 meters underground. That's how I get it to work. And that's how our fabled Batwing works. It's not magic. It's not secret. It's not a secret. It's just an animation. That's literally all it is. All right, so let's scoop some rocks. Let's fill up the let's fill up the dump truck and get the gold trommel set up. If you notice, we have a crap ton of money. And so today's goal is to get the construction project finished, or at least close to finished, and start figuring out what we want to do with our diesel production or oil production. So we're going to use that oil, I forget what it's called, I think it's just oil production, and we're going to figure out how that mod works, and we're going to drill for oil. And we already bought the plot of land for it. We have plenty of money because we sold them a whole bunch of gold last time. And we sold all of our bales too, for that matter. And then we go from there. Oh, no worries. That's actually, DM is fine. It's all good, Model Houseman. You can DM me anytime. That kind of makes me excited because I can't even imagine how awesome like an out of ore map done by Ola would be. You know, to like make a mining, like I can imagine like a Norwegian mining town coming from the mind of Ola Haldor, and how realistic and awesome that would look. Using the out of ore mechanics, dang, that would be something else. So that makes me excited. I'm gonna keep playing that game, hopefully hoping to see that level of awesomeness at some point. Somebody asked me up top, Phil asked what I think of the new DLC. And I mean, what we know of Giants and what we've seen of Giants is that a DLC is not really downloadable content. I mean, it's technically downloadable content, but what a DLC is the means for Giants to make more money from the players by doing a brand deal with a brand that is related to the game in some way, right? And then basically to double dip, because I'm sure they get paid by the brand to put their stuff in the game officially, and then they're also getting paid by the players for us to have the rights to play with, to buy that DLC and play with whatever equipment that is, right? So they're just making profit hand over fist. I would assume they're getting paid. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not internal to Giants. I don't know anything like that. But I would assume that when they make a brand deal, it's a deal. And then they release those brands as part of the game. Some brand deals have, you know, stuff that gets released. And part of the brand deal is that, you know, it'll be released as a DLC in 25. And then it'll be released as part of the base game, maybe in the next version of the game, which is going to be what, 28 or something. That's cool. As far as the Sky brand, the Sky Sulky brand, I think it's cool. Don't get me wrong, more brands, more cool stuff, more equipment. As far as like I read the blog post where they were like announcing it, And the blog post, honestly, they were talking about new dirt physics and more realistic. But then when they went to this, they said something about new dirt physics, and I automatically got sus. And then they went into like detail about like new dirt collection animations. But in all honesty, I think that's just animations. I don't actually think it's new physics or something new in the engine or anything that's going to work on any other vehicle other than those. I would wager that it's probably just marketing talk for more animations than normal. Right? And it's going to seem like it's physics, but it's probably just animations. It's just going to have more animations than they usually do, because Sky said, oh, well, we want more animations than normal. We want our equipment to be special somehow. And then Giant says, okay, fine. As long as you pay us for it, we'll do it. You know, it's probably a conversation that happens like that. Wow, I'm jaded, huh? Yeah. They probably paid extra to have their equipment be the only equipment that has this new special physics stuff that looks like physics but isn't physics, but blah 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 blah. Who knows? Maybe it is physics. I don't know. We'll see. Am I jumping for joy? No. I am happy to see some of the Sky equipment, because we've seen Sky equipment in Farm Sim 22 and probably earlier versions of the game from some established modders. And I hope that they bring some of the features from that equipment into the game. One of them is the Sky 3-point spreader, the Sky Econolov 50, I think, if I remember correctly. The Sky Econolov 50 is a 50-meter spreader versus the Amazon, which is 42 meters. So it'll be the largest 3-point spreader, or the spreader with the largest radius in the game, if Giants adheres to what was in the original mod. I don't know if that's actually a functionality of the Sky equipment. I don't really know. But happy to see a new brand in the game. But you know, unless, and I've said this before, unless they're releasing something new that either modders or game developers can add to any piece of equipment, kind of like the Kubota DLC, the passenger stuff, unless it's available for all equipment, I'm not very excited about it, because making something exclusive only to a certain type of equipment is boring and dumb. Like we talked about that before with the John Deere precision farming spray thing, where when it comes out, you can only precision farm spray with the John Deere blah 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 blah, the RD47263i, you know, sprayer. Like, that's, well, lame. I want to be able to precision farm spray with everything. But they make these deals and then they limit it, and it's a bummer. And you know, whatever, don't care. In all honesty, I think that, and this is kind of what brings me to like what I started talking about at the beginning of the stream, right? The fact that I've been playing other games. Is other games are wowing me more than Farm Sim right now. Yeah, we were talking about the Sky equipment that's coming out in the new DLC. It's going to have special, hey CS Benji and Grant, it's going to have special yada 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 blah 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 blah, dirt physics blah 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 blah, whatever, that only applies to the Sky equipment. And in all honesty, that's lame and that's dumb, because limiting a new feature only to a certain piece of equipment or a certain map is just lame, right? We've seen this time and time again with Giants, where they limit, they create something new, and they create a cool thing, and they're like, hey, check it out, Bo, but actually you can't check it out unless you do XYZ, unless you use this specific piece of equipment, or if you spend extra money to buy a DLC with us, then you can get that functionality. And we won't make that functionality widespread until the next version of the game. And oh, by the way, manufacturer, if you want us to use that functionality on your piece of equipment, then it'll be exclusive to you, but you're gonna have to pay for it. Like, they're double dealing, double dipping, and that's fine. If that's why they want to make money and alienate their players and modders, go for it. Have fun. Ain't care. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's been so many of those things. The Kinleg shaders, great example. Yeah, great example. The grass on Kinleg, another example. Cool new effects, cool new things that they did with the grass they hadn't done on any other map, any ever place ever. The boats stuck on Kinleg. You can't do the boats anywhere else. You know, you can't have fishing anywhere else other than Kinleg. That's stupid. Like, you're gonna break all new systems and all new features and all new cool things, and then you DLC lock it into a specific single-use system. That's not what players want. That's what you want. That's not what players want. So why would you do that? I found that the big bucket on the front end loader works great, but it doesn't clean the ground. But this thing, because it's set to also be a stone picker, it actually cleans up all the stones on the ground a lot more. Which is why I like to keep this thing around, even though it has a very small pickup. You know, in some ways, while we may harp on Giants, right? We have to remember that for them, this game and this series is a money-making cash cow for them, right? They add new features, they make the game better over time, and they add new things, and they add new maps, and they slowly make changes over time, and you know, each new version of the game is incrementally better than the one before, and God rays and tornadoes and blah 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 blah, all of those things, which are great marketing devices. But I've never seen a tornado. I've got almost 2,000 hours in this game. Never seen a tornado. Never seen a hailstorm. I've seen the results of one, but not the actual thing itself. And it's like they put all of this stuff in making the game that they want, but they don't actually spend the time to make the game what the players want. But that's fine. You have to remember, this is a business to them. They're like, okay, what's the minimum viable product that we can make to be able to qualify it as a new game and do the minimum amount of work to get there and get it done and get it released on the 7 different platforms to release on. Sure, that's great. That's fine. That's how software development works. But I think as players, we expect them to be a little bit more altruistic to the player and make and add the features that the player wants, not the features that John Deere is paying you to want. You know what I mean? Like, every game we've had has had some kind of, you know, partnership deal driven thing behind it that, while is cool, It's just a way for them to make money on both sides of it. They make money selling it to the partner, and then they make money selling the functionality to the customer, or us, the player. That's cool. That's their business model, and it works for them. And they're just lucky right now because there isn't really very many other people in this space that can do it better. But like we were talking about in the beginning, you know, there are other games that are doing some things that Farm Sim has neglected to do properly. And, which is funny because that's what we're doing now on this save, which is like the mining side of things. Like Out of Ore does the mining stuff way better, like light years better. Like that's what makes Out of Ore a special game. Actually, I'm going to leave this here. So we're working our way up the hill using the skid steer with the cutter blade right there, and using our winch to pull it down the hill into our log delivery pile. And so we were using that force because we needed it to make the what's it's called? The charcoal right here. So we have charcoal being made. We can probably deliver the charcoal, right? I don't think we need to right now. I think this thing is pretty full. This thing is pretty full of charcoal, has enough diesel, doesn't have enough gold dust, doesn't have enough gold bars. Gold wash plant has a lot of gold dust that we need to move over. We can do that later. Not really worried about it. It's not full yet. But right now, we're going to go do something different. Because I get to use my Batwing. And that makes me happy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go this way. And go for a ride. Now, I really hope I don't roll it. Because this dirt road in the base game, not my version, but in the base game, all of these rocks on the road are, you just glitch right through. But my version, all of these rocks are collision targets. And so you're driving down this road and it's a rocky, bumpy ride, as you can see. Whereas in the base Elk Mountain version, it's not like that. So this road is just another road, but I think having the rocks have collisions makes it way more fun to drive. So you're actually doing a little bit of off-roading, right? It is a mountain trail, so why not do the off-roading? All of these rocks, the big ones along the side too, by the way, just in case you're wondering, if you're playing my version of the map, all of those are breakable as well. So you can break all of those rocks. I think they drop about 2,000 liters of stone. But all of the rocks along the road here, all of these big rocks, they're all breakable. Or they should be. I haven't tested every single one of them, but I've tested a lot of them. The ones in the middle of the road are not breakable. Those just stay and be annoying, which is the kind of the point. I thought I picked up the thing. I was getting the noise like I was getting close to the antler or whatever. But maybe it was just getting close to this area. Huh. I know there's more of those collectibles around, I just don't know where they are. Phil says they're testing the next FS stuff now. Well, they got not. It won't be released this year. It'll probably be released next year. So we're talking. If they follow the pattern, it will be released in 2027 in November, and it'll be FS28. And they really gotta up their game, honestly. Like if the new FS doesn't come with all of those crops that everyone and their mother is adding to their maps because it came out as a prefab, if it doesn't come with all of those crops, seriously, and all of the stupid like fill types and dynamic fill plane stuff, like all of that stuff fixed, it's going to be a non-starter for me, in all honesty. You know, it's they have to actually put effort into fixing and making their game, and I just like when they don't. Now, isn't there a mod? Hold please. This is a perfect use case for this mod. Isn't there a mod that shows the border between farmlands? Isn't there? Was that on Mod Hub or was that somewhere else? Does anyone remember? Grant, what was it called? I don't think I have it. But what was it called? I want to see what that looks like. It's on Mod Hub. Okay, let's save the game. Save. Let's exit out and find it, because I actually want to see what that looks like. Okay, so save or save one more time. Quit. Yes. Because this is a perfect use case for it, and I'll show you why. If anyone knows the name of it, please let me know. It's going to be in gameplay. And I'm going to search for maybe border. Farmland display border. There we go. I've wanted this mod for forever. Like, in all, I really have. I've wanted this specific mod for a very, very, very long time. And this is pretty much how I imagined it. I didn't imagine, I was hoping to, you know, I was hoping to see this mod with a little bit more realism. Settings are available in the in-game menu. Okay. Okay. Let's go career. We have to find that. What was it called? I forgot what it was called already. Farmland border or something. Farmland border. There we go. Start. All right. Let's see. Let's check it out. It might be annoying. It might not. I'm going to turn it on while I'm on this farmland because I want to know where the edge of the farmland is. I repainted all of these farmlands. So the farmland might be in a weird place, like the middle of the road, but I don't care. What I do care about is that there's a couple of different pieces of farmland in this area, and I don't own all of them. I only own one of them. So I want to be able to mow right up to the edge, but I don't want to have to go back and forth to the map to figure it out, which is the reason why this thing would be cool. Now, what I had envisioned for this mod, was not little like light poles that are showing up. I envisioned like those little flags, like, you know how like if someone comes to your house and they're gonna trench for electrical wire or whatever, they put those little flag things in the ground. That's what I imagined what it was gonna be. So if this thing shows, like, I'm probably not going to use it very often, but I just wanted to see it. So general settings, contract boost, farmland border display, shown build menu, off. That's fine, on. Show in-game and show only owned. Point size, wait, hold on, what? Point size, The size of the markers. Okay, let's see how they look. Holy crap, they're freaking huge. Okay, that's kind of lame. Okay, hold on. Let's configure it the way I want to see it. General settings. I mean, it's a cool. I've wanted this mod for a long time. I really have. Let's get this thing down as far as it'll go. 10%. And let's get it down to 10%. Escape. There we go. That's perfect. All I want is like a little border on the ground. And the reason I want it is because up here, the farmland ends like right here by this rock. And then it comes down along the edge of the property here. Somewhere here. It's gone. Somewhere here. I think the height, I need to adjust the height. Let's adjust the height. Settings. Height offset, let's go 50%. Yeah, that's good. So you can see where the edge of the property is and what land I own and what land I don't own. So that when I'm mowing, and these are, I like it like this, it's much less obtrusive. And the only downside, and I really hope that they fix this in the next version, but I don't like the fact that farmlands are not vector based. They're still 1 meter square block based. And to me, that's just lame. Like, we have the technology. All right, let's open her up. Let's check the mode. What mode are we on? What mode do we want to be on? Let's windrow this so I don't have to come back and windrow it. Okay, V. Turn on. And then Control Y. Why am I not seeing the work mode? Well, there's the one I want. I hate when the F1 menu doesn't show me the work mode. That's always annoying. All right. Let's go and mow this field. We're going to switch camera views so I can see where I'm going. And this is... So, I mean, if you look, this grass isn't great. But I don't know if, like, I should wait one more. Or I should just mow it. You know what I mean? Like, should I wait one? Like, wait 1 month, let it grow back? It's not really dropping that much. Maybe I wait a month. Maybe we fast forward a month. Right? We could fast forward a month. Yeah, let's do that. Let's fast forward a month. I want this grass to be taller. I want it to actually be green and not brown, actually. So we're going to turn that off for now. Come back up here. And continue working our mine. And what we're going to do is we're going to speed up time. Something crazy. We're going to speed up time to like 10. So we zoom through the day so that we can get on to the next day. Because I want to go. I want to mow that field. That's what I want to do. But I don't want to do it now. And since we're not mowing right now, we're going to turn off that border display thing. Turn off. Because we don't need to see that all the time. We got to empty out the gold trommel of all of the tumbled stone, or else it fills up. How much does the crusher need? The crusher might need some. Let's check the crusher. Tumbled stone is still pretty full. Sand is actually, we have to sell our sand. That's a good way, a good profit, I guess. Got our crusher here. And the crusher is basically, the crusher has a whole bunch of recipes that are currently working. But why are these things annoyed? I think they're just annoyed that it's full. But they're all doing different things. They're all taking lots of incoming stuff and getting rid of all of the incoming stuff by not selling it, by essentially crushing it down to be the end result of sand. And so that's literally all that's happening there. And there's multiple steps to it, and you don't really gain more. It's also a lossless system for the most part. But it is something to do. And we're not just, you know, I'm so used to the farm layout here. Park that here. No, here. Let's sell the sand to unblock all the crusher recipes. Because a lot of them are outputting sand, and right now it's full, so. No. No sand. Start. Now, I do have a new texture for this, and I don't know what's going on. If anyone knows, please let me know. I think this is a fill type problem where it just doesn't. There is a sand texture, but it's not showing. And it shows if sand is the first thing you put in the trailer after starting the game, but it doesn't show reliably. Now it is sand, but it shows up as stones. And I have a really awesome sand texture in here, and I just can't see it, so it makes me sad. But I feel like that maybe I need to update something, or I'm at the max like fill types or something like that. Like maybe I have to up my fill types, or maybe I need a mod that ups the number of fill types to allow me to have those extra fill types. I don't know. I'm just bummed that I can't see it, that I can't see my sand. least I'm making a little bit of money. Doesn't it? It sounds like a channels thing, the fill type channel thing. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know anything, but that's what it sounds like. Let's see if this. Oh, good. It got rid of most of the exclamation points. This one needs stones, and this one needs construction gravel. So we need to give it some stones. All right, Crusher. You have to do some more transporting of rocks. I'll figure it out, you know, the day before I move to the next map. I'm sure that's what's going to happen. All right, we sold a bunch of sand. We made about 10 grand selling sand, something around there. Maybe 8 grand. We also have a lot of like stone stuff that we can sell. Stone related products. Right? Well, let's fill the crusher back up. I 100% agree. And it's a first come, first serve thing. And in all honesty, a lot of the fill types that we see in the game should just be in the game, right? Like, especially all like the gravel fill types, even if the game's not using them, if they were in the game from the beginning, then it would just make the game better. But like, it's a first come, first serve. So if someone releases a mod with a fill type called dirt, and then someone else releases a mod with another fill type called dirt, then those mods will conflict if the dirt is different or acts differently. You know what I mean? So essentially when someone releases a new mod, they have to release a unique fill type name so that it works. But you know, most modders are very, let me rephrase that. I don't know if very is the right word. Most modders are, I don't know what the right word is. Jealous? No. I almost feel like a lot of modders are doing it for fame. They're not doing it for the community. They're doing it to gain something, whether it be fame or notoriety or whatever. They want to be the first, and in many cases, just to be the first, they rush things out without testing, or they rush things out without actually interacting with the rest of the community, right? And that's just always a bummer. Like, we get that with crops too. And just in general, it's kind of a bummer just because, you know, we're a community, yet we don't work like a community. And in some ways, that's because we don't have community managers that are actually managing the community. You know, there isn't a database somewhere of all of the crops or all of the fill types that are created by a mod with a link to that mod and a link to email that modder, right? There needs to be some like sharing of information, right? In the modding community, if we actually want to be a community. But instead, everyone's out for themselves. They don't want to share information. I don't know. It happens. It, you know, whatever. And in all honesty, sometimes the governing body, which is Giants, for when it goes on a mod hub, they don't care either. They just check that mod in isolation to make sure it works. It's up to us to cross test. It's up to us to make sure that if we build a mod, that it's not going to conflict with other similar mods. Why not share? Why not be the community that we purport ourselves to be, instead of just, you know, keeping things secretive, right? I mean, that's why I started the modding series, teaching people how to do simple things in the game, some of which is still considered to be like taboo, that I'm sharing that information with other people. Like I'm giving away secrets. They're not freaking secrets. They're just, people treat them as if they're secrets, but they're not. It's just, that levels out what is in it when you put the tarp on. I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. You could probably, through a script, make a bunker silo that you just fill it with stuff and it auto compacts. I mean, if we can make silage bales that instant ferment, we can do pretty much anything else, right? I've got the time zooming right now. It's already 11:30 in the afternoon. So we can get into spring. I want to get into spring. Wait, where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going. What am I doing? I gotta feed the crusher too. But the crusher doesn't make me very much money. In all honesty, the crusher is just there for fun. I'm not actually making any good money off the crusher. Like, even though it's running recipes and charging me a bunch of money, I'm not actually making very much money off of it. In all honesty. Like, sand is not even, it's about just over 2x the price of stones. So between stones and sand, which is the end product, you have basically a 210, I think, % increase in profit, which is not bad. Oh, an uneven one? Yeah, you'd have to have a script for that. And that gets into like, that gets into voxels and stuff. The reality of it, in all honesty, the reality of it is that a bunker silo, when you put stuff in there, you should be able to push it right up against the wall. And even to this day, we still have issues with that mechanic and collisions and all that kind of stuff. Like walls, you have to program a wall to actually act like a wall, which is kind of dumb if you ask me. But what do I know? You know what I need? I need a script mod that fixes the collisions for buildings so that I can always terraform. Like like the building we have up there, I always want to be able to terraform building around a building. I don't want there ever to be any limitation for terraforming. I want it to always work. That's what I want. I want a mod that always allows me to terraform. Oh, I haven't. I you know, in all honesty, I really should. But I haven't yet. I've heard good things about it though. And somebody posted in the modding channel on my Discord about it. I just haven't looked into it at all. In all honesty, I've been playing other games, doing everything I can to avoid modding. I'm just not feeling it, I guess, right now. I did resubmit the couple mods that I had ready for update. I resubmitted them 2 or 3 days ago. So farm fill stations, boosted greenhouses, and the Batwing are all getting updates soon. It's once it passes Giants testing. And then I have a bunch of other stuff that's in progress that I'm hoping to have the inkling to get to, but I haven't yet. It shows how much we don't have access to. Yeah, well. There is a lot of stuff we still don't have access to, but that's not on me. That's on Giants. Let's go with Trommel. Trommel is out of stones already. In all honesty, I'm a little bit like concerned for the next version of the game, in that I think in some small way Giants is hampered by their own systems. And what I mean by that is that I think that GE and the fact that Giants is stuck using their engine is actually holding them back from making something truly special. And it's because they want full control, and I get that, but there's plenty of other systems out there that, I don't know, I just feel like the current system is holding us back. But also, like, not only that, not just the system is holding us back, Giants themselves are holding the modding community back by the way that they're gatekeeping information and gatekeeping functionality. They're holding the modding community back. Yeah. It definitely needs a full rewrite, that's for sure. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. We still enjoy playing the game. So, you know, I'll still play it. I don't have to like it though. I was playing No Man's Sky for the past couple days. They come out with new releases and new things to do, and an expedition and like a game update, blah blah blah, free content updates. And so I was playing the new content update, playing the new expedition, and Hello Games, which is the maker of No Man's Sky, they really botched it this time. Like, the expedition is a fun thing, you know, it's 3 to 6 hours of gameplay, you know, working through a bunch of missions and milestones and things to go find and do and collect and ways to travel and yada yada. It's always something new, right? Expeditions are like my favorite part of that game, and usually when they do an expedition, if you haven't played it, it's basically like a time limited event. It goes for 8 weeks, and if you complete it, you get special stuff, armor, ships, yada yada yada, posters, decorations for your house, all kinds of tchotchkes, whatever stuff that's all in game. You can only get it through the expedition, which makes it worthwhile to play. Now, the latest expedition, they kind of messed up, and I'm a little bit bummed out about it. But they made an expedition that, number one, it's only 3, like, it's usually like 3 milestones. It's usually 5 milestones. And then each milestone, is what I'll call the milestone? 5 phases. They're called phases. It's usually 5 phases, and each phase has between 5 and 15 things to do. Right? I'm so tired of scooping rocks. We're gonna go do something else. But for this one, for some silly reason, and I don't know why, but for this one, they did and usually they have community achievements where you work together with the community to gain the achievement. And the community almost always pulls together to figure that achievement out and to get it done. And usually the community gets that achievement done within a day or two, right? From the expedition getting a release, the community achievement gets completed, and all you have to do is do your small part in it, and you can gain the credit for that community achievement. That's the way it usually works. This time, the community achievement is one of the milestones in the phases. So the community has to finish that milestone before you can finish the expedition, before you can even get to the next phase of the expedition, because it's part of the story, which I get. But they set it up so that you have to do 3 things in your task. One of them gains 3 points for your team. Everyone is assigned one of 3 teams. One of the things you do, you gain 3 points for your team. The other thing you do gains 2 points for everybody's team. And the third thing you do takes away 1 point for each of the other teams that you're not on. And the game forces you to do it, right? It's part of like getting it done. But they also made the milestone for the achievement almost impossible. Like, if you look at the standings right now, each team has, through those 3 little missions, has accumulated like 1.6 million points or something like that. Where is it? Do I still have it open? I don't have it open. Each team has accumulated like 1.x million points. And the overall community level achievement combined to everyone is only 13% done. And the thing has been out for over a week now. But it's only 8 weeks. And unless like, and it's also like gate kept where you can't play each of those things, the thing where you get points for your team. You can't do that more than once every 7 hours. So you can only do the thing you're supposed to do once every 7 hours, and you get 3 points. And so like, we're a week into the thing and no one has actually completed the... That's not what I wanted. I pressed the wrong button. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh well, I'm screwed, aren't I? That's weird physics thing. This right here, reset. Yes. Okay. That was super weird. That amount of gold in real life, you'd be set for life. With current gold prices. Oh, you know what? Actually, I can finally take off these tracks. Because I don't actually like the tracks. I like those tires. Yes. But anyways, so I was playing it and I was like, oh yeah, expedition. And then I got like up to the point where the community thing needs to get done. I'm like, okay, now what? I've only been able to make like 10 points for my team. And each team really needs like, 10 million points. So yeah, I don't know if the community is actually going to be able to complete the expedition or not. I don't think so. McGarrett says, I still need to see Giants provide better tutorials on how to make a mod, especially if you want to convert a 19 or 22 model, bring your own, and how to use the new material system. So they have documentation, quote unquote, on how to do that, McGarrett, and it's available on the Giants website, but it's not very good. It wasn't done very well. It's hard to follow. And I don't know, it's just, it just feels like it's like they tried, but they're not very good at writing instructions for things or documentation for things. And so as modders, we're the ones who are stuck. Yeah. Yeah, this amount of gold is crazy. How many do I have any left? Yeah, we should have one more show up. $4:15 in the afternoon. We're on step 4 out of 7. So actually, we're not going to finish this shed yet. This shed isn't going to get finished for another couple months. It's kind of a bummer. Keep stacking up gold. Keep stacking up my riches. While I'm waiting for the gold dust. Seriously, there's so much gold there. Could buy a couple countries with that level of, this level of money. Or I could buy one farm. Oh, I'm actually waiting for the pallet to spawn. All right, this thing's all caught up. Am I too close? I might have been too close for the gold dust to spawn. No, maybe not. Yeah, the GDN stuff is just, it's, you know, I think it's again, I don't know, but it might be like based on money. Like they don't make any money by creating tutorials for modders, and in some way, in some really small way, they lose money. Like, it's probably not a popular opinion, but so modders don't get paid, right? But we do get paid if we make good mods and those mods do well. So if, like, I've got like almost 5 million downloads for the mods that I've made between FS22 and FS25, right? And over the years, had they actually paid me all of my rewards, I would have made, I don't know, close to $5,000 for 5 million downloads. Like 5,000 pounds, not dollars, pounds. They didn't actually pay me all that money. They only paid me about a third of it, but I did make some money. It goes into supporting this channel. But they actually pay out money when modders make good mods. It's not a lot, it's pennies on the dollar, but they pay out money. So the top modders, like let's say somebody like Ep.07, they're probably getting checks each month for, I don't know, a couple $100, maybe up to 1,000 or something, right? I don't know anything about how much they're doing, but like someone popular like Ep.07, where all of their mods are actually listed as popular mods and they get lots of downloads, they make top 10 lists and all that kind of stuff, you know, they're actually making money, like real dollars, not a lot, but real dollars. And so in some ways, Giants loses money by making modding more accessible. Does that make sense? Like by making it easier and more step-by-step obvious for people to make mods, they actually are losing money by doing that. Now, it's kind of thinking about it backwards, but the reality of it is it's true. There are videos that help people make mods. If they make more videos that help the modding community make mods, then they're going to have more mods that come out. And in all honesty, if they make good videos, then more quality mods will come out, which means they're going to have to pay out more mod royalties for those quality mods. And indirectly, by slacking on creating documentation and tutorials, they're kind of making it harder to be a modder and indirectly making it harder to get paid by Giants. Now that goes against the community, obviously, the community aspect of modding. But if you look at it from a business perspective, and I'm trying to see it from like Giants's business, I'm running a business to make money perspective, I can kind of see it a little bit. But it's two-faced, right? On one hand, they're saying we support the modding community, we support people making mods. Mods are what make our game special. And on the other hand, they're like, well, if people make mods fast and they make a lot of them, and there's a lot of people making mods, and our QA process is really fast, and we approve lots of mods, that means indirectly we're gonna have to pay out more money per month to the people making those mods. So if we slow down making documentation, then we don't have to pay out money as fast. Right? I don't know if that's what they're thinking, but they could be thinking exactly that. And so to them, in some weird way, it benefits them not to write documentation and not to have tutorials. Which is why people like me and Phil, we're like, whatever, I'll just show everyone how to do it and have really easy to follow step-by-step tutorials on how to do things. And maybe that helps someone solve a problem they're trying to solve to make a new mod. To me, that makes me happy. Probably doesn't make Giants happy. I mean, I don't know, but probably. Yeah. Yeah, we have to invent the manual ourselves, or in many cases, like if you look at a lot of the mods that I've created personally, a lot of those mods are created by reverse engineering something I saw somewhere else, or something I saw that Giants did, and I reverse engineer it to figure out how to make it, how to do it myself, and then test it and keep doing it to make sure that I can then turn around and teach other people how to do what I figured out. Right? But a lot of it is reverse engineering. A lot of it is just guessing. I'm guessing at the internal functionality of some of these things. I'm guessing on how it actually works. I really don't know. I'm hoping to know, and I can make educated guesses knowing how Giants thinks and how their systems work. But I mean, some of my earlier mods were entirely created just by trial and error. It was essentially brute force reverse engineering. Contract Boost was 100% made that way. the spawn pallet stacked mod and my production boost mod from the original game were all that way. Totally. All right, it's getting late in the day. It's March. We're gonna sleep through the next day at some point. Let's move the gold stuff across the map. By the way, Phil, thanks for reaching out and helping McGarrett. Greatly appreciate that. That's one of the reasons why I love the community I've created. I'm not going to take ownership for it, but I'm happy to see that people are helping each other, especially when I don't have the skills to help everybody. I wish I did, but I don't always. All right. We're going to go here. Go like that. And then go like this. Unloading side left. There you go. Expand a little, looking cramped. I like my little cramped farmyard, thank you very much. It has just enough space for what I need. What? You're not going to load a third pallet on there? Come on. Third pallet totally fits on here. And a fourth one for that matter. Sort of. Alright. It's nighttime. Let's dump the truck. Ugh. Drop off the dump truck. Can't talk right now. And then we're gonna go mowing, because that was the one I wanted to do today. Pack that up. Turn that off. Let's sell the lime. We can sell the lime right here. All of the products that we can make up in this mining area, we can sell right here at this custom sell point. We don't make very much from it, but it's something. All right, let's run up here and do a quick let's move the gold dust into this plant. Sorry it's loud. All right, let's go to bed. Feels weird that the sleep trigger's outside my building, but it's okay. I don't mind too much. All right. Oh, look, we have walls now. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. I like to see the structure of the walls coming in. Looks really nice. That there. Move the gold dust in here. Move this over there. So at least it's making some gold bars while we're gone. All right. See, the grass grew. Hold on, let me see what growth stage this is at. I can't tell. I feel like this is not the top growth stage. But you know what? It's going to be more growth stage than there was there before, so I'm going to go ahead with it. Let's turn on that setting for that mod again. Save. Oops. There we go. Now the only grass that's dropping anything is going to be the greener grass. The other grass that's here and that is sort of in this plot of land is the darker grass. And what we figured out at the beginning is that originally when this map first came out, the darker green grass it's a deco grass and it wasn't mowable. But both myself and Elk Mountain released updates to the map to make that deco grass at least mowable. Now I will get rid of all the bushes later. Probably sometime today. What I'll do is I'm going to go mow it all with the windrows already there, which is going to make baling easier. And then I'm going to come back and pick up all the grass, and then I'm going to mulch the whole field, which is going to make sure that all of the bushes get mulched away. And so what grows is a nice, beautiful meadow next time. So that when all of this regrows, it's going to be a nice, beautiful meadow. And this right here is the reason why I wanted this mod installed. It's because if you look right here, this is just an arbitrary line, right? And I did this, and I'm not complaining. I made this arbitrary line. So right here, 43. See, it's an arbitrary, perfectly 45-degree line between this piece of property and this piece of property. Now we can eventually buy this piece of property. How much is it? It's 82 grand. We probably have enough money for it right now. Should we? 82 and 62. Why not? It's a lot of mowing. You know, I'll come back and buy. I'll probably buy those off stream and mow them off stream, and then we'll own all of this land. That's probably what I'll do. But for now, we're gonna mow this, and you can see that if I go a little bit over the line, it's okay. It's still allowing me to collect that grass, but you know, and we've got some trees here that we can cut down that are on our property. Cut them nice and low. Just drop them onto the next door neighbor's property for now. We're expanding how much grassland we have available. That's what we're doing. That's it. All right, so these are just still standing up for some reason. They should be on the ground. Why are you still standing up? All right. So what I'm gonna do here is come in here and do this and mow the edge of our property. It's gonna be right along this field of, oh, I missed a birch tree in here that's inside this bush. Where are you? I can't really see inside the bush, so I'm gonna turn on my ninja view. Get rid of that one. I'm just gonna get rid of these. They're too small to care about. Ninja view. Those two can go, and then I think I think the land goes, oh, look at that, it goes right up to the seashore. Nice. And it was actually on this map that I started like envisioning this marker mod. I actually should probably look into the code, see how he did it. I'm actually really interested to see how they did it. But the idea of marking the border of your farmland, it was while watching someone else play this map. That I thought of this idea for a mod, and I actually started trying to work it out, but I never got anywhere. And so I'm very happy to see that someone else figured it out. Why is it? Oh, it's hailing. It's not snowing, it's hailing. That's interesting, I guess. That's cool. So now that now that we're past the borders, we don't really need to care about that farmland border mod, but it's a cool mod. I like it. I like how it kind of just highlights the thing you're on and helps you see where the edge of your property is, which in a lot of cases you just never know. So I like that. I think that's cool. Now I probably could have gotten more grass off this if I waited until it was fully grown. I understand that it's not fully grown yet. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal. It is what it is. Let's do this one. Let's cut a few of these little straggler trees here. In my way. I'll leave the stand of trees there, but I'm gonna cut the straggler trees out of and put them out of my way. Oh, that's a bummer. Giants only made their hail sound effect with like a 1-minute loop. And there's an actual definite end point and start and end point to the loop. Can you hear it? It keeps shutting off. See, there it's shutting off. Now it's going to come back on. That's some not very good sound editing. Eh. But the better part is that once we get into the summertime, all of this will grow back into one beautiful meadow. And then when it does, then we'll wait for it to be fully grown and we'll get a ton of grass off of it. But right now we're only getting about half anyways. So we'd probably make a couple dozen, maybe 2 dozen bales off of this field. That's what I'm going to say. Issues with rain and hail since the update. Is it the sound effect thing that's happening? That's super annoying. Maybe it's a minute and a half. I'm not timing it. There's definitely an issue though. Oh well. It's just a losing battle to expect giants to be infallible. They're going to keep making mistakes because they don't prioritize the right things. And we've seen, as just general gamers, we've seen plenty of gaming companies completely fail because they don't focus on the right things. Or they get tons of backlash because they don't focus on the right things. And they don't focus on the community, and they don't focus on the building the gameplay for the player. And you see lots of game companies that are super successful because they focused on the right things. And so hopefully at some point giants will learn. I should slow down the time. Maybe that's part of the reason. We don't need it to be super fast anymore because I have a big field to mow today. So I'm gonna have to do that off stream, but there we go. It's funny. Some plants and bushes get owned by the mower, by any mower. Some plants don't. Seems a little bit arbitrary. It's not actually arbitrary, and I know why it's happening, but it just looks funny when you're playing the game. It's because some things it's set mobile equals to true, and in the game assets folder there's multiple types of foliage, and most good maps will actually combine multiple different types of foliages. But if you don't make them all mobile, then only some of them will be mobile, and then it'll just look weird. And that's what's happening. And this area right here on the corner is not bad for a, like, maybe we'll cut down some of that stuff, and I don't know. I kind of like the trees there. I might leave them. Yeah, that's super annoying. The sound keeps cutting on and off. Whatever, I'll take it for now. We're going to start our straight lines back and forth here. Well, we got lots of mowing to do. It's a big field. We'll have to bring down the baler and bale. We want to put down on this piece of property. This is the oil. That lake is. This is the reason place on the map that's just the best for oil drilling. And so we've got this big wide open field, and we're gonna have to set up a couple oil derricks and all that kind of stuff here, which will be fun. Here, let me just loop around this property. We're gonna cut this tree down right here. We're gonna cut this tree down. Cut down this one. And this one. That one. And these two. All these. Let's wood chip these. I think that's good. Let's get these last couple trees. I really wish that hail would stop. It's really annoying. We could probably get the hail to stop, actually. I actually think if I teleport, the hail will stop. Good question. I think I'm gonna do bales. I only have equipment for bales. So we're just gonna do bales just for the sake of doing bales. I'm gonna get, well, I'll probably put up one of those tarp style, the really cheap tarp style, object storage bale things. And I'll just put it up here, over here in this stand of trees. And so we'll just store the bales there. to make sure that keep the game running performant, and wait for them to switch to silage and then sell them. I think that'll be the plan. In this gameplay, we're just sticking with square bales with a wrap, manually wrapping them, and yeah, that's what we're doing. I usually do a pickup and use a like a fermenting silo mod. That's what I typically will do. But I think I'll save that for our next map that we play on, which is probably going to be the new Ep.07 map, Le Mache. We'll probably do that as our next farming map after Elk River. Or at least that's the plan right now, unless something else comes along. We're gonna do Le Mache, and we're gonna do a Mercedes. We're gonna do Mercedes playthrough. So all Mercedes equipment, all Mercedes tractors and vehicles. There's a bunch of the stuff out there. We get to use a Unimog again. I haven't used one of those in a while. And we'll play through Le Mache, which was just such an amazing map. And I'm excited to do it. So I'm going to try something real quick. Tab. So sometimes when you tab or teleport, it fixes the weather. But right now, the weather says that it should be sunny. But it's still hailing and still doing the stupid audio thing with the hail. Luckily, you guys don't need to listen to that. Because we're going to be ending soon. I'm going to go ahead and finish mowing this field. I'm probably going to go ahead and... Actually, let's do it now while we're thinking about it, so you guys see me doing it. Since this is all grassland all the way down to the road, we're going to go ahead and buy that. And buy this for fun. So now we own this big, long stretch of grass all the way out to here. And for that matter, we can buy this one as well. Is that how much money we have? Yeah, we'll buy that one too. So we own this big, long stretch of grass. Lots of fun things to mow. I like mowing. And then on this plot of land here in this field, we're going to put down some oil derricks next time. So that's going to be the goal for next time. In between then and now, I'm going to have to mow this field and bale it and do bale wrapping, and then go back over and mulch all of the bushes so that in the future this is a nice meadow all the way down to the road. Not very expensive pieces of property, but that's kind of the way I intended it when I redid all the farmlands of this map. I wanted it to be approachable, and we just bought a whole ton of grassland for not very much money, and we can now build on it. The thing that I missed, and the thing that I wish could have happened, is I wish I could have taken the fish farming from Kinleg and put it on this lake here and get some lake trout or something. But it's all DLC locked unless I can find something else, so we'll see. And the one biggest miss, I just thought of this now, the one biggest miss the Giants missed is Riverbend Springs. On Riverbend Springs, there's an island that you drive past all the time, but is not quote unquote accessible. It's all gated off. But on that island, if you like fly around, there's a fish hatchery. And like It's even in the game. It's even in the i3D file. If you look in the actual map itself, it's named Fish Farm. And so what would have been smart, and obviously Giants isn't smart because they didn't do it, but what would have been smart is when they release the Kinleg map to actually also enable the fish farm, because they built a fish farm and it looks really cool, and actually turned the fish farm on Kinleg into a real thing and let that be a yet another feature of their DLC. I don't get why they don't do those kind of things. To me, it seems simple, but what do I know? Why is it when you get a bailing contract on a large field? Okay. Because Giants doesn't have any forethought, or their programming is wrong. That's the answer. CS Benji. So bailing contracts, these days, they only happen for straw, right? There's no grass bailing contracts without mods. I know there's a mod that gives you grass bailing contracts. And there's silage wrapping contracts, but there's no grass baling contracts. Anyways, the reason why you can't finish a straw baling contract because you don't have enough bales, the reason that happens is because the script that generates the windrows on the field is based off of the fertilization, lime, and production level, or how much straw would have been produced by that field. And in some cases, when the land is really bad and the straw, it just didn't generate a lot of straw because it's, you know, a crop that like canola that doesn't generate a lot of straw. In some rare cases, it won't generate enough straw to be baled, or it gets the calculation of the number of bales that should come from the amount of straw that was generated on the field doesn't match the number of bales that they expect that you generate because they calculate it wrong. And I'm assuming in some places it's because they round up and they should be rounding down. In all honesty, that's usually what it is. It's usually a rounding error, where if they say, oh, you should be able to make, 23.4 bales on this field, they set the limit at 25. And you're like, well, why didn't you just round down to 24? I would have been able to make 24, which is what you did make. And then you left some bales in the baler, And so that's one of the reasons. The other reason is always make sure you're making the right bale size. So don't make 240 square bales if you're just doing square bales. Make the smaller number of bales, because you can't keep them anyways unless you're using contract boost. Yeah. But anyways, that's gonna be it for me today. I'm gonna keep mowing. I got a lot of mowing done to do. I got about a third of this field done. Maybe a third. Yeah, maybe a third of this field done. I got a lot more to do. I gotta mow all the way down to the road. Actually, let's go on that little strip all the way down to the road just for the fun to see how far down it goes. We're gonna do that real quick while I say goodbye. But that's gonna be it for me today. I want to say thank you for everyone coming along. Thank you for joining me on another Elk River adventure. This is probably, I'm gonna guess, I don't actually know, because I haven't planned it that far out, but this is probably about the halfway point of this Elk River series. We'll probably get to be about episode 15 or so before we move on to the next map. We've already kind of accomplished what we wanted to accomplish with the gold mining and the rock crusher and that whole special area up there. we're going to do one more little build down here with the oil and figure out that oil production mod, the crude oil production mod. See what that whole mod's about. See what it creates. See what it can be done with it. Just to try out a new mod. I've never tried it out. I don't really know. It could be stupid. I really don't know. But we're going to try it out, and hopefully it'll be good. And then we're going to move on to Le Mache and do a kind of a, more farming oriented playthrough. And in that one, we'll probably avoid doing forestry. We'll, of course, do mowing, but we'll try to put a little spin on the mowing or something like that. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Look at this. The land I own goes on forever. And I'm gonna get a lot of like little teeny trees that can be sold for wood, that are just kind of out in the open as we clear this land to be more open. So I think we're actually going to get a good amount of wood down here. So I'll probably have to get the skid steer down here and cut all these trees down and then start picking them up. And maybe I'll put like the wood delivery thing behind that shed there, which I believe is now on my land. So I own that land. Look at this. I'm so far away from the land that I purchased. And I think we're going to go all the way to the edge of the map. So let's go over here. Yoink. And then we're going to go down here. Weird. Oh my gosh. I just bought so much land. I don't think I know what I got myself into. Oh gosh. Anyways, this weekend we're going to do more Motortown on Saturday. We're going to do Docked on Sunday. And I'm going to put up a vote in the chat channel, in the Discord. If you want to see something other than Motortown. I know we've been doing Motortown for a while, but we've kind of started to hit the upper limits of Motortown. I know I wanted to do some off-roading and do the coal and stuff like that. Oh, we've hit the edge of the map. This is the edge of the map. But if you guys want to see another game other than Motortown, I do have a couple more games that I've purchased that I would love to check out with all y'all. And so I'll put up a poll in Discord if you guys want to start seeing something new. Make sure you vote in that poll. I'm going to have to clear all of this land out. Clear all these trees out to make myself a nice big open area to mow. Ooh, boy, I got a lot of work in front of me. Maybe we won't do that right away. We'll do that next time. Oh my gosh. I'm just like navigating around trees. Just mowing all the way up to the hill. Okay, that's where my edge of my line is like, it's the edge of the hill here. And there's just trees everywhere. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I gotta go. I gotta run. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Thanks for watching. Special thank you to all my AI members. You guys make this channel great, and you keep this channel alive. Thank you so much for all your support. If you'd like to join, don't forget to hit that join button down below. It's only a couple bucks, keeps this channel alive, and keeps me able to bring new games and new fun things to do to all of you. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.